Ba-doop-a-doo.
Shaka 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 Zulu.
Yeah, you don't have the Mad Martigan, but I like that you dove into it. Oh, here he is. Why are you late? You missed your cue. You and your long flowing hair. Yeah, you better tuck it. Like Buffalo Bill, you better tuck that hair.
Buffalo Bill didn't tuck his hair. He tucked his.
Boo!
Scott hasn't got hair, so he gets unfamiliar with what it looks like.
Yes.
Trying to fix my camera.
Yeah, that was kind of lame. Dragged out flames from Mad Martigan.
That doesn't make sense. I don't even know what you're
This
saying.
part-
Why is it so bright on me?
It's a lot of fire because it makes you feel warm and welcome. Yeah, you are so bright. Holy crap,
Right?
man. I see a little box.
I know what. I got it.
Damn, I wish everybody
There we
else
go.
could have saw that.
I figured it out.
That was disturbing.
You're
Like,
disturbing.
you looked uber white. Like
You're
you looked
uber
like
white.
transparent white. You looked like powder with hair.
You don't know powder?
Yeah, I know powder. I
Yeah,
watched that
Powder was
movie.
great.
I almost
You know
cried.
Phenomenon?
Phenomenon? Yeah, with John Travolta.
Yeah, that was another cool one.
Yeah.
And Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker was in that too.
Oh,
yes.
was he in it? I didn't know there was any black people in it.
Yes, there was. That was back when people didn't care what you were. The best actor
And-
got
and-
the job.
Kevin Spacey's wife was in there as well. What's her name?
Wait a minute.
Sissy Spacey something.
Wait a minute, really?
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey married a woman?
Yeah, a couple
Yeah,
times,
right after
bro.
Footloose.
Can we look her up? Because I am kind of lost on who she is.
Well, she
mean,
had
how
a
are you
really
gonna
successful
convince-
TV series for like maybe 10 years.
Okay, well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday night edition of The Dump. We are
Hello.
here. We are powerful. We are men. And we have Mark with a C. How are you, Mark?
All right. Doing good.
Yes,
good.
sir.
How's everybody? It's good to
I'm
be
good.
here.
I am here. I am tired. Kids,
Yeah.
they have some weird stomach bug, puking everywhere. It's awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, also talking about puking everywhere, Mad Martigan.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for being here. Wow, you're so
I am-
enthusiastic.
I'm enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I was doing something.
Yeah, at
The
least
thing
you're...
about kids, man, they're always like it's either one end or the other.
It
You
is.
know, they're either puking or they're.
Something's coming out. Something's coming out, man.
Yeah.
And talking about kids, we have Mr. Grant Gregory, who's probably on daddy patrol right now. Because it's what time there, Mr. Grant Gregory?
12:34.
Like
That is,
12:34.
it's the future. It's so neat.
Yeah, it still sucks the future. So, but
Wait,
it's getting better.
It's 12:30 a.m.
No.
Hey, I did an awesome interview with Mr. Grant Gregory earlier
Oh,
this week. It was a great experience. Yes,
He's
sir.
been doing a
I was
good.
really happy to have you on, man. Learned a lot, and yeah, it was definitely eye opening. That's for sure.
yeah.
You got deep on me.
Well, that is Mr. Grant Gregory. Either he's very deep or he is very jokester, and I like both of those. Somebody
Some
who
people say
isn't
they
deep,
like their jokes deep.
well, someone
Not
who
me,
is
some
not
people.
deep or funny. We have Culture Casino.
Hey.
Hi. Hello, Papa. Look at me. I've grown my hair. I want to sell some shoes, but the boys stole my knickers and my shillings. I have no pants now.
You didn't go hard R on that one, did you?
No, I didn't. They're knickers. Knickerbocker,
sorry,
like
sorry, I didn't
knickers.
know what you were saying.
what now?
I just wanted to make
Whoa,
sure.
Easy,
jeez.
easy.
Getting
there,
hot in here. Getting hot in her. Anywho.
No, don't do that.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Culture Casino. I have a YouTube channel and apparently a lot of gray right now.
Yeah, dark. You got like a very Batman vibe or episode 3 of season 8 Game of Thrones going on right there.
Wait, let me fix that. Bye-bye. Okay.
There you go.
All
Oh,
right.
now it's season. Now it's the rest of the season. On Game of
It's
Thrones.
it's the rest of the season. Yeah. I haven't talked to any. Mark, were you a fan of the books at all, or just of the show Game of Thrones, anything like that?
No, I watched the show. I watched all of the show. You know, the books. Who's got time for books? You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's true. Thank God for Audible.
Hey, I wanted to point out to those of you who don't remember, tomorrow the time changes in many time zones. I was just
about to bring that up, yeah.
And so you will have to reset your clock. So you're going to lose an hour tomorrow. It's going to go from at 2 a.m. on Sunday. It will then be 3 a.m. on Sunday because you will spring forward magically into the future.
Yep.
So this is overnight.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah. 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. becomes 3 a.m. like
tonight,
that.
Tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow a.m. Okay, so once we hit midnight,
2 a.m.
you might as well calculate that you lost an hour.
Yes.
Okay.
2 a.m. becomes 3 p.m.
Everyone?
3 a.m.
In the United States, yes, I believe everybody does it.
And then
your phone will automatically update. Just look at your phone.
Yeah. And then 2 weeks from now, much of Europe and other weird countries change their clock to be similar.
Yeah.
And then a week after that, Australia does it.
Yeah, you guys are weird.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go from 16 hours difference to 14 to 15, and then it's annoying.
All because in 1915 we decided, oh yeah, we're going to change the clocks because World War I.
Yes, and
Stupid Germans.
Kids waiting for buses or something like that. Well, I just want everybody to know it's 10 years and 8 months since we've gotten the last Game of Thrones book, last Song of Ice and Fire book.
Is that all?
10 years and 8 months.
And
8 months to the day.
I don't think I'm gonna change my clock this year.
I don't think you should. Raging Rhino!
Can you ever?
Hello, sir. I got to put the Aussies together.
I had playback because I was actually had the stream up. Well, just tripping out there. Had so many voices going.
Can we talk to the biggest growth in YouTube this week for little channels?
Hello. Yeah, it's been awesome.
It is, man. How many subs have you gained in the last couple days?
Well, on Friday, so it's Sunday for me now. So 2 days ago, I crossed 2,000. I woke up this morning. I'm at 2,414.
Christ.
Wow, I'm jealous.
You're welcome.
Honestly, in like 2 weeks or something like that, I've honestly gained over 1,000 subs. And
That's freaking amazing.
It's blown my mind.
You gained almost as many dislikes as you did on that last post you did on Twitter.
That's how you do it, man, Martigan. That's how you do it.
Oh man, I'm stirring shit
picking
up.
up what you're putting down, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm stirring shit up. Like even last night, like everybody watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer here.
Yes.
And we're probably going to talk about that maybe.
Yep.
But everyone watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, and of course they put Jewel of the Fates in there, and that's probably one of the biggest things, other than seeing young Luke.
Yes.
Right. That everybody sort of went over.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, and I was talking with one of my co-hosts, Lost Jedi 22 or Tuscan Bob, Greg, and we were talking about the Jewel of the Fates, and he was going how he felt that it was quite insulting to actually have that in there. Yeah. And we were talking about it, I completely agree.
Yep.
Like when you think about the Jewel of the Fates, that Jewel of the Fate, think about the definition of what the meaning of the song, or the name of the song is, right?
Right.
It's the Jewel of the Fate for Anakin's future.
Yes.
Right?
It's not about their...
If Qui-Gon survives, Anakin's path is very different.
Yes.
Right? Obi-Wan did the best that he could fucking do, but it still didn't change what ended up happening. It still couldn't change what ended up happening. Right?
Yeah.
So the Jewel of the Fates, for them to put that in there...
I keep feeling like you're saying Jewel of the Fates.
Like Jewel, like...
Yeah, like I feel like...
Jewel.
Like, yeah, like the crooked tooth Kermit the Frog singing girl.
But what a great poet, though, man. Her poetry.
I mean, she is... Save your soul.
Actually, Jewel's in a class action lawsuit right now because of the wildly rampant carcinogenic problems that are with those, vape things, the Juul things. They have they're massive class action on top of they're also in trouble because of brainstem aneurysms and things. Very good Lord. Hey, I want to show everybody real quick. This is professional Spork.
See how he's a little
I
suit?
thought it was political sport.
It is political Spork, but I haven't started my political channel yet. So this is professional Spork. He even has a little hanky. Pretty sweet. Thank you, Nerium. She did an amazing job. She's amazing.
Nice.
It looks very much like you're not professional sport.
I hate you.
Up there.
I hate you.
I just want to say to Raging though, I
Yes.
was making that point a few days ago, on the Dark Council, that I felt like it was a bastardization of, the music. Like John Williams, I would assume, was inspired to write that, to compose that to that scene, that specific scene with all of the emotions that came with it.
Right.
You just can't take that music and put it to a kid making a peanut butter sandwich or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't like
that's
that.
right.
But wait a minute,
mean,
Rhino.
the-
They dragged his old bones out there so they could.
Well, that's the whole point, right? We're always talking about nostalgia bait, and the
Right.
nostalgia bait is hot at the moment. I think Spider-Man proved that, but then there is a good way to do nostalgia. I will admit that, right? But when you're throwing everything that you possibly can at the screen, lightsabers, like, does anybody actually know what the Obi-Wan Kenobi story is about? We know what it's supposed to be about,
Right.
I don't even think the audio is going to be in the thing. I reckon it's just purely and simply just for the teaser, just for the
Bait
trailer.
and switch.
This is they've been doing this for a while now with Star Wars. Like even with this Disney trilogy, they would play scores that we know that hit us nostalgia in us for the old ones, and they try to use that to convince people this is how you're supposed to feel. Don't look at what's on the screen with Rey and her blinkless face. Listen to the music and let that take you back to feeling like you did when you watched Star Wars.
Yeah, man.
Well,
there was a scene where
I
Rey
made that argument.
she was in the Millennium Falcon. Rey.
Yeah.
Rey's in the Millennium Falcon. That's a piece of crap as it is. But then you're hearing bam, 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 bam. I'm like, that's not supposed to be playing for her.
Yeah, she bypassed the compressor,
See,
so it makes sense.
I want to make an argument with music that does suit the character, but that doesn't. The Luke Skywalker hallway scene in The Mandalorian. If you mute the music, you won't get goosebumps. You won't. All of the emotion is gone. From it, if you mute the music in that moment. And I know there's people out there that still get enjoyment out of seeing that moment, and I get why they do, because they didn't get the Luke that they wanted,
Right.
and that was like the closest thing. I'll agree, it's the closest thing that we've had to Luke. I still argue that it's not Luke, and that it was just thrown in there for the reaction, for the crowd reaction. It's almost like they're subliminally breaking the fourth wall constantly to address the audience, but they're doing it through stupid dialogue and stuff like that, right?
Right.
It's like the whole, you're still holding on, let it go, right? They're always talking to the audience through the dialogue instead of the actual dialogue making sense within the story. If that makes sense.
No, it does.
I'm always getting those little vibes of like, why are you saying that? Like, you're telling me this. I don't, let me see it. Don't explain it to me through, this is where the stories are just bad. The writing's bad. Everything's bad. You asked for me to come on Sundays, you're getting Star Wars.
Right. Well, what bothers me is this too, bro. Yeah, no, please listen to me, Rhino. I love having you on, dude. Like, this is what we need to talk about, because what they're taking, again, that childhood feel, not even childhood, even I wasn't the biggest prequel fan, but we all knew what that duel of the fate meant. We all understood that Anakin's life was in the balance when that fight began.
Yep.
And it was either going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi not being able to hold up to, and I always say his name wrong, I'm sorry. Qui-Gon. I always want to say it's like Szechuan. Qui-Gon. I'm slow, people.
At least you didn't say Calgon. But.
Yeah, Calgon, take me away. Well, he got got stabbed in the stomach.
Interestingly enough, did you?
Why didn't he use healing though? Culture. That's my question. Why wasn't Culture or Obi-Wan good enough to do healing and save his
Because he
life.
didn't read the books. He didn't read the books like Rey did.
But see, this is where all the contradictions come in, right? Because they've said that you've got to be a dyad to be able to force heal. But then,
wait a minute, what about?
Hang on, explain then, Grogu. Then
yeah, wait a minute, how does that work?
Explain that to me, like, and it's so funny. Yeah, I've had this sort of bit of growth in my channel over the last couple of weeks.
So happy for you.
And the short that's got the most, it's sitting at 626,000 views.
What?
Fuck me,
yeah.
running.
That's the short. I got 680.
Share it so we can watch it, because I watched them and
that.
I didn't see any that were that big.
Yeah, share it so I can copy exactly what it is.
Yeah, I
that you
want to
do.
I want to
Give
be
me a
able to
second.
clip it right here and make it a short. So please
Give
do.
me a second, because I'm trying to make a point.
All right, make your point.
The comments in that short are like, I agree with you completely on the sequel trilogy, but the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett are awesome.
What?
You know, what are you talking about? The shows are perfect. The movies are garbage. The shows, like, there's so much of that. And all I want to type, I'm not responding. I've read some of them, right? But I'm not going and looking at them, because like some of them do get to you a little bit sometimes.
Right.
Anyway, so all I want to say to some of them is explain a tracking fob to me.
Still no idea how that works.
Nobody can
Explain
explain
Is it tracking
DNA.
DNA?
Has to be.
How then does DNA transmit a signal?
It
like,
doesn't.
fucking explain. Like,
It's the Wills.
Star
DNA.
Wars, and just going back to Jewel of the Fates.
Yeah, Jewel of the Fates.
Every part of Star Wars back when Star Wars was awesome meant something. It was like something was put in there. There was nothing put in there for no reason.
Right.
Right? The fight was called that because of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Things happen, there's cause and effect. Right? There's no cause and effect in what the fuck they're doing. Right? But there's all these important things, and they meant things to the audience, not because they were told to mean something, because it hit them in the feels. It gave them that emotion, right? And people ask, why do I get? Sorry, culture. People say, why do I get so emotional about it? The story of Anakin Skywalker. I hate using this. I identify with that story very strongly, right? There is a part of my life.
Me too. I hate sand.
Well,
There was
it's
a part of my
coarse. I
life
think it's
where,
everywhere.
Let the
where
man be
I was
emotional.
going quite well, and I crashed, right? And I'm not going to elaborate on it, but I went up and I crashed, and I came out of it, and I just saw a pattern in a similarity, if you know what I mean, to the character of Anakin Skywalker. And these cultures are ingrained in us when we watch them. We
Hold on
take
that
things out of them and adapt them to our lives. We don't adapt things to our lives to the entertainment. No, the entertainment is then what makes us think and feel the way we feel. Go, sorry.
No. You wanted to talk about this?
No, the one about the tracking fob from Mark 47.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. There
So
you go.
how, if it only worked within a few hundred meters, how did they go from one planet to another if they didn't know where they were? How does it work when there's nothing but a little light that blinks?
Watch
How do
my
you figure out where anyone goes?
It's
Watch
semen,
my tracking fob video. They work in space.
right?
How did the guy track? How did the guy, the one that Cara Dune kills, track the one to the villages that they help train to take out the nostalgia bait ATST?
Does it ever stop working?
Did he just land on the planet and it just started blinking? Did it? Right? Every single fucking bounty hunter of that guild has a tracking fob that leads to Grogu, because they all get turned on. The fucking Apollo Creed admits that he gave one to everyone.
Right.
Grief.
Thank you.
Who cares?
Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed.
People try and make these things make sense in their head, right? People try and said that Luke showed, in the Book of Boba Fett episode, Luke showed how he's moving forward with his jet, and it gave us so much substance out of that. It's like, really?
Right.
I didn't get any substance out of that. All I got is more destructive Luke Skywalker.
Okay, why don't we just watch this again? You get your video ready so I can clip it. And then let's watch this, because there is a mixture of Duel of the Fates, and also, I know we should have put that on way earlier. Duel of the Fate, and I want to say it's the battle between, is it the battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin that they mix it with? Or let's listen and see what we hear. Because I swear they're mixing it with something.
It's a mix of Duel of the Fates and I believe it's the song that takes place during Revenge of the Sith, like their fight.
Right after he kills the people like on the on Mustafar, right?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Mark 47, dude. If Mando was told what planet, you know how big planets are? Let's say all he knew was the planet. He goes to the planet. How is he still supposed to do it? Find them if it's only 400 meters, like 500 meters distance.
Can I just say this?
And that's just Mando. There's so many other guys that had him.
But wouldn't they have used it to find like someone like, I don't know, Han Solo? You know, like wouldn't have they used this technology? So like,
well, what is it that they're tracking though?
Semen.
No, they're tracking fobs. Everyone has fobs on them.
Let's take away the distance for a second. What the fuck is it tracking? If it's a chip inside,
that's what I'm asking.
Hold on.
Mark, Mr. Grant has an answer, and then you could rebuttal, Mr. Mark. Grant, I mean, Mr. Grant.
No, they're tracking pheromones. It's clearly that's what it has to be. Everyone has their own stank.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Rhino.
To put the trackers off, you just buy a bottle of pheromone and just spray it on some trees. So tracking. What are they tracking? If it's a chip, why isn't Mando just taking the chip out?
Right? It's not. It's not
of Grogu. It's not a chip. If it's tracking chain codes, which they've shown us what chain codes are now in fucking the Bad Batch.
Yep.
Bad Batch. Yes, the Bad Batch.
You had to fix that.
Why don't you grab that card and just there you go. That solves that. What the fuck is the fob tracking?
No, the chain code wasn't that in Mandalorian, or did the Bad Batch come out before Mandalorian season 2?
No. Bad Batch showed what the chain code was.
Oh, because he talks about it.
That's right. They talk about chain codes. Culture. Go.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go. The reason I think they use Duel of Fates, Rhino, and I understand your objections and agree with them completely, is because you're going to get 6 episodes that have like 30 seconds of Obi-Wan and all 6 episodes with at least 2 minutes of Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're playing up the Duel of Fates because it's going to decide another section of fate.
Well, will it be flashbacks? Because what's the point of bringing Hayden Christensen back?
Well, okay. This is the big thing. We do have to wait until we see what we get.
Yes, that's true.
The way that they're spinning it, the bait and switch that it feels like that this is going to be. I don't think that there's going to be nowhere near as much concentration on Obi-Wan and Vader as we think there's going to be.
But I did hear that they're going to be de-aging Hayden Christensen.
A little bit.
It has to be flashbacks. What's the point? Unless they're just going to show him with the helmet off in that chamber.
What's the point of that? They're going to make it pretend like there's some important lesson that he's being taught. But what's the point of it? The point of it is to show them having a cool little saber sparring session, if that's what it is.
But the whole point is Vader's going to get direct orders to the Inquisitors. The Inquisitors are going to be doing their business. The person that's the featured entity in this show, if you didn't already guess it, and we've been talking about it since this stuff dropped, the morning it dropped, from Midnight's Edge when it dropped, was they're going to feature Reva. Reva is the key to everything in this show.
I don't know
and
what that is.
And she's going to turn to the good.
She's She's a black chick with the saber.
Oh.
Do you think
the one that almost cut that dude's face off? That was just
we'll show that.
I noticed that was fucking hilarious.
She definitely took like a chunk out of the dude's mustache.
I might screw this up, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, Culture.
You got a super chat too.
It's fine. I almost got to say words. I'm gonna sit back here. Let me know when I can talk. I'll be back.
All right. So while he's-
Emotional nights, like emotional days. Comics Chat for $4.99 says the tracker is just a plot device. They are used nowhere else but in The Mandalorian. No other Star Wars story I've read has used that device.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're using Book of.
Thank you,
that's
brother.
pretty much Mandalorian as well.
Yeah, well, Comics Chat has a great channel, guys. Check him out. Danny's awesome.
Yeah, Danny's
guys.
Just
awesome.
in regards to the
Danny's
tracking fobs, like whether or not they can make them make sense or not, I just don't like the idea of them either because it
Yeah.
takes away from the uniqueness of each individual bounty hunter and the way that they track their bounties their own unique way.
Oh,
Now it is just literally, I've got a thing that goes beep, 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 the closer I'm pointing towards it, right? It's no longer Boba Fett going out in the trash so that he can track and follow the Falcon to Bespin, right? There's no longer that strategy going on. It is literally just I can find you so easily now. So whether
Yes.
or not there is an explanation for why it can track DNA or any of those other fucking bullshit things you want to come up with in your head, right? Because they're not explaining it to us, then cool. You make that shit up in your head, but don't come to me and tell me that it's fucking canon when you're the fucking one making it up.
Okay, Culture Casino.
What?
You said Mark. I heard you say Mark.
Oh, I don't know. I was going to ask Mark who his favorite bounty hunter was.
Ooh.
Well, for me, it would have been Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
okay,
'cause
but
I-
now. But now.
Bosk.
Yeah, what they did with Boba Fett is just
It's wrong.
that was terrible.
It is. All right, guys, let's go over the video one more time. We're going to do two. I'm going to get 2 copyright claims this stream. So we're going to do Obi-Wan right now, and then we're going to go over the Boys trailer. And then,
Oh yeah, I
but
saw
befo-
that.
Yeah, right before that, I'm going to clip Raging Rhino's awesome.
We need to
600K.
watch. Yeah, we need
Yeah,
to
let's watch that right now. So get ready, everybody, to clip
there we
this.
go. Yeah,
for my channel, nobody else's. All right, what do we got here? Is this your 600,000?
Yeah, so this
I'm
is
so
the
happy
short.
for you.
When I grow up, I want to be Raging Rhino.
This is the short.
I'm really happy for you.
Since Disney took is there sound?
Yeah, there's sound.
Yeah.
We just heard it.
Okay. Ever since Disney took over Star Wars, they've managed to do irreparable damage to the franchise. Not only did they decanonize the EU for creative freedom, which has left the lore and continuity of Star Wars unrecognizable,
That's not how the Force works.
but they've done massive damage to the characters. Han, Luke, Leia, Chewie, R2, 3PO, Anakin, and even Palpatine. Then there's The Mandalorian, which is a Disney character, and the continuity of the show, characters, and story have a lot of its own problems. They're changing the lore and making their own new lore, which in turn makes it all fall apart. The newest character on the Disney deconstruction chopping block is Boba Fett. If you'd like to watch the full video, and then that's obviously just clipped out from the full video, which you can watch 19 minutes and 19 seconds long.
Nice.
You know,
Why
you're
are
a
you
beast.
muted?
Damn,
Scott?
I was muted. Son of a bitch, I had something funny there.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
It was funny. I said, shut up, everyone. And I said, thank you for watching Sporking News Podcast. Now, please subscribe because I'm going to cut that and make it a short.
Okay,
600,
can you
617.
Say it again.
That's
so that I-
amazing, dude.
Say that again, Scott, and I'll fix your cut.
Are you going to snip me, dude?
Yeah, I'll snip you. Well, you've already been snipped. I mean, we know you're not a man anymore, but go ahead.
I'm more of a man because I had to get snipped because I breed too easily.
Well, actually, yeah, that would be all on your lovely.
So do you say a Rottweiler is no longer a Rottweiler because he gets snipped?
Yes.
Shit.
I
I
don't.
lost that battle quick.
I don't. Do you say a camel's not a camel anymore when it loses its humps?
Yeah, you tell him, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, it's actually called an Eope, and it's in this Star Wars thing a lot.
Yeah, it is. And here we go. All right, everybody. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Or what's her name again?
This is called
Riva.
J.
This
Jay-
is Riva the Inquisitor show.
So it's Obi-Wan Riva
Riva.
or Riva Kenobi.
Mark.
Obi
Riva,
Jake
Riva.
This is Obi Jake Kenobi.
Yeah, definitely.
Look, that is a beautiful shot.
That
of the-
reminds me of Aladdin, though. That music and that sound at the very
Yes.
beginning there, it just
Yes.
made me think of Arabian.
Night.
I've been singing that song. Is that why I've been singing that song so much?
Yes.
Maybe.
Now, my question is this. What is this animal again?
An
Eope.
Eope.
And can I milk it?
Yes.
I can milk it?
If it's female, you can milk anything.
Should he be walking around in the open like that?
Okay.
Mark.
Technically, you could milk a male, but that's kind of gross.
Mark, that is gross. But Mark, that is the best comment said so far out of anybody watching this stream, because this is the second time I've done this on a stream and no one has brought that up. Raging Rhino, go for it. Why is he walking around with no hood on?
It's not necessarily the fact that he's walking around with no hood on. It's just so exposed, right? Like, Mark, have you read the Obi-Wan or the Kenobi book? No, if anyone out there gets a chance, read that book.
I heard it was
a very
good.
simple story, but it's fucking amazing. And especially if you like the character of Obi-Wan. But in that, he is still quite openly walking around. It is a very, very small town, isolated in the middle of nowhere. Even when he goes to Mos Eisley, he's still... I still think he should be hooded at least. Like, you know, it doesn't really matter. Look at this guy on the left here, on the left of him, wearing a hood. You know what I mean? Like, he should still be at least covered up to some degree.
Could you answer this? Someone, you know what? I'm going to ask Mark and then Culture this question. Isn't this the worst place? Like, the Time Prophet has it perfectly. Worst decision ever is to hide Luke on Tatooine with his family. You know, Anakin's family. I know it's not really his direct family.
No.
And his family name.
No.
Through marriage.
Okay. I need to find something from one of my videos.
Okay, so I can clip that too.
But I can explain it.
Okay.
Explain it.
Explain it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Whenever you're going to hide, you hide in the open, right? The last place you're gonna look for is there. And obviously it worked because he was never found there.
But
I mean, he kept his name Skywalker.
Matt, it goes deeper than that.
Okay.
Because what it is the fact that Anakin lost his mother there. He killed all... Like, there is so much pain and suffering and everything for Anakin on that planet, right, that he would never step foot on it. And Qui-Gon actually explains that to Obi-Wan. What happens is... Obi-Wan actually thinks, and this is in Rise of Darth Vader. It's the book after Revenge of the Sith in that trilogy.
Okay.
Right? Obi-Wan actually thinks that Vader is dead. Actually thinks that he died on Mustafar. When he's watching the HoloNet, he sees footage of Vader and goes, "Shit, that can't be him." Right, like this suited thing. He still doesn't believe that it's actually Anakin.
Now,
right?
can I ask a question, canon-wise? Did he know that during that fight that Anakin was now called Vader?
Yes.
Okay, so during that fight, he knew the name changed.
Yeah, because he saw Vader kneeling in front of fucking Anakin. In front of Palpatine, and saying, "What's your bidding, my master?" He knows that he's been changed to Vader.
But he knows the name. That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Okay.
He says, "Rise, Lord Vader," right?
Okay, that's true. He does say that, but in the hologram, I don't remember him saying that part, but you're right.
He does.
Right. I would love to see the moment when Obi-Wan sees him for the first time as Darth Vader, as what he became trapped inside of that thing, you know?
Yep.
Like that to me would be an amazing dramatic moment. Yeah,
Anakin, you've gotten darker.
This is someone he's known since he was a little boy. This is someone who he did not plan training, who became his Padawan. It was his friend. You know, it was his pupil. It was his
brother.
Also brother. Yeah. Like they were more than Padawan and master. They were family.
They were brothers.
But see, this is the thing. This is also a point that I make in my Luke Skywalker video about Qui-Gon teaching Yoda a lesson right at the end of Revenge of the Sith when they're on Bail Organa's ship. Qui-Gon tells Yoda that love is the answer to the darkness.
Yeah.
Right? That there's that attachment is actually a way forward, not the way, not to be withheld. It's very, very interesting.
Well, I'm
So then
glad,
why
I'm glad Luke Skywalker kept that all the way up until the.
Took the words out of my mouth, Mr. Grant Gregory. Then why did he kick Grogu to the curb?
Also, one thing, no one of you have mentioned this. Tatooine is the perfect place to hide Luke because it's full of sand. And
And Vader won't go there.
And he doesn't like it.
Well, think about how he
Well,
didn't like it
course.
before, and now he's all mechanical too. That just takes it to the next level.
You know what doesn't help burns? Sand.
Yeah, you should know.
Yeah, you would know, man.
Yes,
Okay, that was
I
disturbing.
would. That's why I'm saying it.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, I love you, man. Hey, thank you to the 66 people watching right now. Appreciate it. Thank you. Please hit the like button. Share this out. Let's get some more people in here. Maybe over 100 would be nice. He says, Scott. This is my friend, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Canadian $5. He says Scott got snipped because he grunted too close to his wife and had his most recent it's pretty close to the truth. He's that repugnant. Sorry, I meant pungent. Potent. Thank you. That was good. Thank you, brother. Matt G up in the house. I haven't seen you in forever.
Did you notice that Mr. Tickle Trunk's got some scruff?
Wait a minute.
Scruff. He's got like a little beard.
Oh yeah. He's got the little beard going. Look at that. I like that. All right, so let's watch a little bit more before we trash it again.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Hey,
The fight is done.
The fight is done.
Can I say something really cool?
Yeah.
As much crap as I'm going to give this show, and believe me, I will shovel heaps of manure on this thing. That's a really cool animal.
It is.
God, you love that animal.
They
Can I say the music still gets me? I don't care. This right here, this next
Dude.
part of the music, John Williams is a goddamn master, dude.
The music got me.
It does.
The music got me. I got the tingles across my back.
That's not the only place you get the tingles. This is a big guy.
Ew.
Hey, but no, Matt actually predicted this. We were watching the trailer on his show,
he
on
said
his
the
screen,
steps.
and he said there's going to be footprints in the sand.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows his sand.
I thought it would be something a little bit more important than a camel wannabe.
EOP.
We said the same thing.
All right, listen to this music right here and tell me it's not. And tell me if it's from some other or a mix of some other, but I feel like this might be the only new music I heard.
There isn't any, but no, that's not.
We lost.
Right here? Wait a minute. Or maybe I'm in the wrong part.
It's kind of reminiscent of Luke sitting on the cliff before he dies.
Stay hidden.
Well, not that part. I mean, that is the
And you know
original.
what? Becky brought up a good point.
Right, the hair color?
Yeah.
I agree. He hasn't
Becky,
aged enough.
it's
He
not a
hasn't
blonde
aged
kid.
enough in 10 years. He's only got 9 more years to look like he looks like in A New Hope.
Well, don't kids usually hair go from light to dark? I've never seen a kid's hair go from dark to light.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
doesn't
haven't
happen.
either.
I mean, even if you put a little lemon juice in there in the mop to try to get some highlights, yeah, it doesn't usually work that way. I mean,
sorry.
Well, actually,
I was-
that's not true. Bobby Brady from the Brady Bunch, he had dark hair when the show started. He had light hair by the end.
You're
really?
telling me they didn't dye that kid's head? I always thought they dyed his hair.
They did.
Okay.
I started out toe-headed.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't reckon he has aged enough. I don't reckon if you actually look at the
good
photo
point.
from the last time we see him in Revenge of the Sith, his hair is actually lighter than it is in this Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
That's right.
And
I noticed that
how
too.
does that work when you got twin suns shining down on you?
Right.
The suns would make your hair fairer.
Yep.
That's true.
That's called science, people.
Hey,
Yeah, there's so much. Anyway, it's
The-
just garbage.
You should probably
That
do
happened
another post,
with
Rhino.
Jake Skywalker in The Last Jedi.
What's that?
Right? We saw him with the light hair and the long hair, and then
Yeah.
when he went to go battle Kylo, his hair was dark.
And short,
Maybe this Obi-Wan is a hologram. Maybe he's being transporting himself
he's
somewhere.
forced.
I
Yeah,
thought we were
huh?
talking about Luke's hair.
Huh?
Yeah, force
No?
projection. Yeah, and he
fuck?
might force himself too hard and
I
die.
thought we were talking about Luke's
That's
hair.
why in
Well,
that
we
other
were.
scene previous to this, you see him sitting there with his back to us in
Yeah.
the same way that Luke was before he disappeared in The Last Jedi.
That's right, dude. He's going to force
not
himself
seeing it.
hard. He's going to force himself so
Can
hard.
you just share my screen really quickly?
Yeah.
This is light, then this goes darker. This is Obi-Wan on Tatooine.
Yep.
That's darker than that for sure. And in 9 years, he's got to go from this to this.
That's unbelievable how they can't. Like, are we supposed to
I mean, living in the
forget
desert must be
Sir
pretty
Alec
dark.
Guinness?
Between here and here is 10 years.
Yep.
And between here and here is 9 years.
Those 9 years were rough.
They were rough,
Be so
dude.
sure
He
of the
found-
chunk.
This is a dude that found crack cocaine and heroin
Spice.
and spice
Yep.
and beer and what's the amazing alcohol that you get in
Liquor?
Canto Bite? No, in Canto Bite they have a special drink. Oh, it's
Fucking who knows?
Whitey?
Who cares? Canto Bite. Get wrecked drinks by fucking horses that we save and then they capture again later.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Why did they release the horses and not the people?
Because the horses are horses.
Because you
Because
can't be
releasing the
racist by
horses-
releasing horses. You can be racist when you release people.
And people aren't horses.
And
All of those
Sorry,
things.
this is
It would have made,
well,
made it really hard to ride the
Roast
slaves.
Chico.
that's a
Care about the
Confucia.
kids.
That's Confucia or Confucius, but there was only one of them, so it was just Confucia. He actually used to do that with his people. Okay, then culture
I
this
gotta
seems
ask
more
a question.
important than what I was saying.
No, I want you to finish what you said, but I want to know this because you're bringing it up. Was Confucia like pink?
So his people, he would ask them like if there was a barn that burnt down, right? He would always ask about the people, not the horses, trying to make it clear that the people are the most important thing, not the possessions or animals or whatever. That was it.
People are more important than horses.
Before, sorry,
Yep.
But this
before
is
we do-
Disney. You know Disney doesn't care about kids.
right.
Read your super chat.
Matt G, love you, man. Been here since the beginning. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for being here for $2. He says he goes on the Atkins diet before episode 4, so he ages. That's not true.
Yeah, well, look, just go keto. We get some resveratrol, get some
Then-
cycloastrigenol.
Yes, you got to have you have to have your supplements.
Cycloastrigenol will actually reverse the decay of your cells, spin your clock backwards. But you have to make sure you're not prone to cancer because it'll spin up your cancer.
Okay, Matt G for $2. He
Or
could
don't do it as a toddler.
Matt G again says he could age badly. Ever see old pictures of Cecil? All right.
Before we do continue
Yeah.
with the trailer,
Please
can
go.
I found the thing that I wanted to share about
Share it, brother.
the whole idea of Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine, his mindset in regards to why he wanted to protect Luke.
But Rhino, did
Yeah.
you find it on Pornhub?
Those are the best ones.
Sorry.
I'm just used to my I'm just used to the what was
Pornhub?
No, the amazing Saturday morning cartoon show I used to watch from Australia. What was that called? With you were on it.
Agro's cartoon
Kangaroo
connection.
Jack.
No,
He's talking about
Lightning,
Full Aussie.
Lyndon Hall, and Raising
Oh,
Rhino.
the full Aussie.
That's
Stay
right.
tuned. That's all I'm going to say at the moment. Is stay tuned.
Stay
Oh,
tuned.
you
I
got the
like
end of
that.
the-
You heard
got
it
the
here
end of the
first.
WandaVision episode. Stay
Nice.
tuned.
Stay tuned.
Did anybody ever watch Great Space Coaster? Come along on the
No.
Great Space Coaster.
I watched Coast
sure
to
I did.
Coast.
You had to, Mark. Come on.
Yeah, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I watched that.
Or
Yeah.
Gary Gnu's. No, Gnu's is good. Gnu's without Gary. Gnu's. Nobody? Okay.
All those old Hanna-Barbera action shows,
Oh, so good.
that's a whole nother universe that they could get into,
And
on
ruin.
the screen.
Oh God, yeah, they
You know,
could destroy the
Birdman.
Yes.
Can't wait for Captain Caveman to get wrecked.
What was that? What was that family?
The Herculoids.
The Herculoids, the ones with the bloop bloop bloop, and the shot the rhino thing. All right,
Yep.
here we go, Rhino.
Rhino, whip it out.
Okay, so this is I just added this into one of my videos. It was why Obi-Wan versus Vader rematch is a bad idea.
Get-
At
clip it.
the very end of this video, this is from an audio book. You shouldn't get copyright claimed because the video is not copyright.
I'm gonna
claimed.
get copyright claim no matter what, dude. It happens every week.
okay.
Don't worry about it.
Cool. Now let me just paint the picture with what you're hearing here. So Obi-Wan has followed Owen and Beru and Luke into Mos Eisley because they're collecting, supplies, and he decided to go in and sort of watch over them while they're doing this. At no point in either the Kenobi book or this book does he actually interact with any of them.
Right.
Actually interact. He doesn't at all. Anyway, so Obi-Wan goes into some bar. He sees Vader on the holovid, and he's like freaking out, like, fuck, what the fuck do I do? He goes outside and he starts talking to the Force. He knows about Qui-Gon. He hasn't actually communed with Qui-Gon yet. This is the first time that he actually gets to commune with Qui-Gon since his death.
Okay.
This is the first time he's actually spoken to Qui-Gon.
And how many years has this been?
This is literally about a year after, 6 months after Revenge of the Sith.
So it's been at least 10, 11 years?
Something like that. Oh, no. More.
No, more than that. Yeah, more than that.
It's
probably like
1.
Okay. So
but he knows that Yoda's been able to. Obviously, you see in Revenge of the Sith, I've been able to commune with one of your old masters or whatever he says. Anyway, so Obi-Wan's freaking out and wondering whether or not he should actually take Luke and run further away into the unknown regions, right? Just get Luke out of there. I want you to listen. And then think about what you're hearing here in contrast with what you're seeing in the trailer. And then think about this when you're watching the actual show.
Clip it.
Master, is Darth Vader Anakin?
You've got audio, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
Lucas said they don't get it.
Master, is Darth Vader Anakin? He asked after a moment. Yes. Although the Anakin you and I knew is imprisoned by the dark side. I was wrong to leave him on Mustafar. I should have made sure he was dead. The Force will determine Anakin's future. Obi-Wan, Luke must not be told that Vader is his father until the time is right. Should I take further steps to hide Luke? The core of Anakin that resides in Vader grasps that Tatooine is the source of nearly everything that causes him pain. Vader will never set foot on Tatooine.
Never.
If only out of fear of reawakening Anakin.
Reawakening Anakin.
Obi-Wan exhaled in relief. Then my obligation is unchanged. But from what Yoda told me, I know that I have much to learn, Master. You were always that way, Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon's voice faded, and Obi-Wan's fears began to dissipate, replaced by renewed expectation. Returning to the dazzling light of Tatooine's twin suns, he caught up with Owen, Beru, and Luke, and kept silent watch over them for what remained of the day.
That's it.
All right. So, I mean, right there, that makes so much goddamn sense.
So that explains why Vader would never step foot on Anakin out of pure fear that he's going to reawaken Anakin.
Tatooine.
Sorry, what did I say?
Anakin. He wouldn't step foot on Anakin. And I'm thinking, no, probably
Jakku, what?
I'm getting so fucked up. Anyway,
given that line of thinking, I wonder why he didn't just blow the whole thing up, you know, on
right.
Death Star.
I have to tell you, Alderaan was a better choice.
It's because that's exactly right. Tatooine was like, no one cared about Tatooine. Like
you had
slavery,
water.
No, I get it.
You know, Shmi says to Padme that the slavery... The Republic don't care about Tatooine until Disney took it over and put an entire occupation on Tatooine.
Right.
You know, every time I hear like the books or, you know, whether it's audio or whether somebody reads something, I understand where the rage comes from.
Yeah.
You know, because if you got into that world right there, clearly this Disney shit, whatever it is they're doing, has nothing on that. This thing, it sounds so like multi-layered. You know, so emotional and dramatic. It's everything that we really want.
The understanding from the creators, from the writers, is there.
Yes,
these people know the characters that they're writing. Go,
right?
Yeah.
But no, Rhino and Mark, you guys, your Star Wars knowledge is vastly superior to even mine, of course, and I acknowledge this. But what I'll say is this: Luceno, the guy that wrote the book that we just were listening to. Right, he's bent the knee to the Disney ideology recently.
I know, but so is everybody.
But it makes
look at Mark Hamill. Look
But
at
it
Mark
makes-
Oh my
Hamill.
God. Yeah.
it makes no sense because these people had a deep understanding of these characters, the world that they lived within, and everything else. How can they turn their back on the creation that was brought about by the original Lucasfilm before Disney and the political ideology got invested, and then completely shift it into a position where it's diametrically opposed to what it was created as in the first place? That's
Because
all I
if they
wanna know.
don't turn their back on it, they don't have a job.
That's not
You gotta
true.
eat. That's right.
Look. I think these corporations are learning a valuable lesson, right? Even the people that are pushing this ideology are realizing that they are literally turning their back on 50% of their audience all the time on everything,
rest.
or more, or even more than 50%, right?
And the rest.
All right, and it seems to be a constant thing, and the problem is that the people that they're trying to appeal to, they don't exist. This non-existent audience that they say is going to be there, if it is, it's not going to be for 20 years. By then, what's left? What is actually left?
Well,
They're
Tommy-
trying to transform culture, bro. They're trying to transform
Oh,
culture.
I know that.
Right.
I know that.
You know, so it's a culture war, and
Right.
they're in it to win it. You know, this thing can crush generations if it takes that long. But
Except-
they're going to have their shift.
Well, the problem is they're not. And the thing is it's up to us, and you know this better than anyone, Mark. You're not delivering your amazing family to this. This is not something that I mean, even beyond you. When we get to the next generation, the children of everybody beyond us, they already recognize this isn't what it was before. They believe me, this rings hollow. It's outside of human truth. It's why it's why people acknowledge the heresy. They acknowledge the fallacy. They acknowledge all of these things very readily. You don't have but a few of the indoctrinated few that are swallowing these pills at this point. I mean, it's evident in the finances. It's evident in the consumption. I mean, think about it. Less people, despite box office numbers, and again, these are things that I cover on my channel. Less people.
That's messed up, man.
No, what else? What was that? Okay.
What did I do?
You left first. Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective for $9.99. The dummies cheering this new shit. It's just what you were saying, Culture. The dummies cheering this new shit while claiming Lucas was king, forgot something. Lucas worked closely with writers that used characters like Vader. And now these people are the ones bending the knee. I mean, I guess everybody, and Kai, who I love, Kai is, why are we still talking about this? I get that. Stop being Disney's bitch. But the truth of the matter is, if we do not fight this and talk about it, they win the culture war. They win it.
Well,
Our silence will allow them to win, Culture. That's what I'm saying.
You're right. And fewer people are going to see movies was my whole point. Fewer people are watching this bullshit. And if they keep losing audience, they can make more money because they're charging more money. That doesn't mean more people are watching it. That's the problem that I think most people are. That's the thing, the trap most people are falling into.
Becky's right.
It's you're continually lowering the bar is also reducing the audience all along the way. Is the whole point I was trying to make.
Right. And it was a great point, buddy. It was a great point. Don't be sad.
Stay hidden.
I agree with that line. That's the only line. There was no mountain over there. Where's he?
No,
it was a flat area.
They're putting shit in.
Yeah. And or he's really far away. And this is the last thing he says, I believe, in the video, isn't it? I believe that's the last time we hear him talk.
So
No, maybe at the end. I think he may say something.
No, he just looks.
Cumulatively, how many times do we see, and for how long do we see the main person in this thing versus
Mr. Grant Gregory?
At least he's in it a lot.
3.5 seconds.
Thank you.
Three and a half seconds.
I thought it was 3 shots.
4 or
Well,
5.
The camel shot, that's him on the back, I'm assuming.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
that
The
one.
Oh, I don't think that is-
And
I
then
don't
he's
think that
making
is
mud
him.
bricks. He's
It's-
making
it's-
mud
it's-
bricks.
You don't
it's-
reckon that's him, man?
It is.
No.
His hair swept back, kind of like Mads is
Yeah,
right
I-
now.
Okay, it's a completely different
No,
color.
this
and a
one Matt
body
and I
shape.
talked about. I didn't think it was him either, but right
I'm-
there, it
No.
kind of does look like him.
It does. I'm sure it's him.
Leave it
Or
right there.
it's-
Hold on, I'm gonna go full screen.
What?
Okay.
I didn't know that was a
You need to
question.
go-
That's him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just
Okay.
if you have, like I said, if you have
I
like,
don't know.
look, this is your titular character, right? I know. No, that means title character.
Oh.
Just, calm down. Anyway, if this is your if this is your titular character, right, you would expect him to like dominate the trailer. But no. As we watch, we'll find out who the primary character is.
It's a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
We tease it.
Right, they ain't teasing shit.
Stay. Okay, wait a minute. Let's go. Stay hidden with my 1980s angry punk glasses.
Although his hair does look lighter there.
Yeah, it does. It looks very Pantene.
Look, if I had a pair of like the 1980s wraparound glasses that were like that one
Yes.
lens, right? And then I put like 6 screws in them.
Yep,
You
and had
know?
the one glove,
Yeah,
the glove,
yeah.
the Michael Jackson weightlifting glove.
I am 100% the 80s right there,
Yep.
bitches.
Yep.
That is what that is.
Stay hidden.
Stay hidden.
Again, that's the one line I agree with. Stay hidden.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, do you have that effect on your Adobe Premiere?
The key to hunting Jedi is patience.
Never happens.
That is terrible.
Yeah, but he's got a big dome.
The dude is so much thinner and has red and white instead of this blue, Marvin Martian look. You know, like, I don't get it, man.
Oh, shit.
Makes me
That's
so
perfect.
angry.
And not only that, look, if you went out and you went to a golf shop and you bought like the iron covers for your irons for your golf clubs,
Yeah.
that's what they put on that dude's ears. Right?
Yeah,
It's
I
true.
agree.
It's true.
The weird thing about this for me is that if you're basing this off the Grand Inquisitor from the Rebels, the species definitely have that longer face, right? That longer head.
Yeah.
Cone heads.
Yeah, they're pretty much cone heads. Now, the amazing thing for me is that even George, back when he did Revenge of the Sith, did this race really well in live action. These guys have got this much money, and they can't even make this species of character, this race, look like its race. Look like, I mean, and this is where they want to be, you know, they're always talking about the diversity and the race and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Star Wars is a perfect platform for that, you could say, in just the fact of aliens, humans, that sort of thing. And they've just dressed this guy up to dress. This is cosplay.
They put him
It's
in- they put
bad.
him in grey face.
Cosplay.
It's bad. It's gray face. It's wrong.
Grey face.
Sir Angus Fungus, did anybody else? I watched this series and they subverted my expectation at the end. Guardians of Justice. It is like a weird take on the Justice League. And the last episode, truly, I didn't think they were going to do what they did. I was actually shocked.
I'll
Don't-
say
don't
this:
spoil it.
the girlfriend and I, we tried watching it. We watched the first episode, and after we spent like 15 minutes in silence, just trying to process what the fuck it was we just watched.
Yeah, it's
it was
messed up.
crazy.
It's so weird, dude.
Dude, that's Artie Shaker. He was the guy that did the Power Ranger reboot years ago. The YouTube short that they went that made everyone change it into the other one. So yeah, he's definitely got an outward take on things.
What is this?
I bet you that both Ryan and Mark know this particular page. This is the very last page in the book.
The Vader book.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
Revenge
can
of the Sith.
No, Rhino,
Can you make it any
Rhino's a
smaller?
scholar. I don't read the books.
Yeah, this is Revenge of the Sith. It says, "The dark is generous and it is patient, and it always wins. But in the heart of its strength lies weakness. One lone candle is enough to hold it back. Love is more than a candle. Love can ignite the stars.
It is like a flame, a burning flame.
Arabian Nights. Sorry. That is powerful though.
By the way, this
is
was
great. That is really good.
And
Sorry.
that was shared with me. That was shared with me by the one and only Becky Browland.
Thank you, Becky. Becky's killing it tonight. We have 69 people in the chat. Thank you. Mr. Greg Gregory for Australian $2 wants you to know now that this is podcasting.
That's right,
it?
baby.
Get it, guys?
Okay.
I'm gonna mauler that. I'm still in it.
Okay, I got you.
Mr. I molded it myself.
Mr. Tickle Trunk Canadian 5. What do people like Nerdrotic say all the time? I thought I was crazy until I found you. I wasn't alone. That's why Scott, etc. has to cover this. Thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk. It's the truth.
And I gotta say, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
No, Mark, please.
Mark.
No, just on that line right there, because I know that the Dark Council, we did a meetup in New York over the I guess that was back last fall.
Yeah.
And when the people who came out to meet us, when they started talking to us, it was so overwhelming with what they were saying. They watch all of us,
Yeah.
It's like sometimes we forget we're just, we're talking into a camera and stuff, we're streaming, but these people, they were like quoting some of the things that we say and everything, and how they brought that into their daily lives, how it enabled them to speak up for themselves and not be so self-conscious about who they are and how they think. So this is, it is very important.
It is, and you know what?
Discuss these things.
You know what, Mark? What gets me too is that when we started, I would have like 10 people watching, and I'm not Nerdrotic with 12,000, but there are 69 people right now, maybe not agreeing completely with us, but understanding the feelings that we're talking about. And I know people are like, why are you still talking about that? And I love Kai. I'm not dissing you, Kai, because you bring up a valid point. A lot of people, sometimes I even feel like, why am I almost feel like I'm supporting Disney by talking about Disney. But the truth is, if I don't talk about it, like Gary talked about it, and I was like, holy shit, I found, like when he was talking about season 7 of Game of Thrones, I'm like, thank Jesus somebody else knows, like understands what I'm going through right now. And I'm just hoping that with the, jokes and everything, we're helping people out there realize that you're not alone. Like this shit means something to us, and it's not wrong that it means something to us. And it's not wrong that we want to hold them accountable for what they've done to what we love.
And not only that, but they're coming into where we live. In every zombie movie, inevitably they'll find themselves holed up in one spot. You can only run but so far for so long. Once they start coming into your home, they're coming through the windows, they're coming through the doors. It's time to start kicking some ass, because you understand they're going to overtake you.
Yep.
So when you look at it as the culture war that it is, when you look at it as a battle for the mind and the souls of our children,
yes, sir,
you realize this is it. This is where we have to make our stand. So yes, we're going to talk about it because they know what they're doing. They know that they're targeting the minds of our children. It's as soon as we can identify that, we can effectively fight back.
But think about this, right? Like we're still talking about Star Wars, and like the movies were ages ago, but they're still making this shit. They're still we're talking about the stuff that's coming up, and we're relating it to stuff in the past. But you think about it for a second. What have they done to Star Trek? What have they done to
it's fucking
Who?
terrible.
What have they done to? What are they going to be doing to Lord of the Rings?
No,
this isn't stopping with Star Wars.
No.
It's and this is why we do continue to talk about it. Again, to those people that are sick of hearing about. I get it. I completely understand.
I'm sick of talking about it,
but it's not something. It's certainly not something that I'm willing to let go of when it especially comes to Star Wars.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
Well, I have a little different take.
What's your take?
I like doing this. So piss
that
off,
too.
Kai.
Yeah, fair.
Kai.
So do I. There is that enjoyment.
So, yeah,
but
piss
there is.
off.
You gotta say there are times when it's aggravating and hard to.
Here with you when you far away. Sorry.
I also want to make the point that, like, think about this for a second, right? When Disney first acquired Star Wars, how excited were you?
We were pumped. I'm like, this will
now,
rock the box.
Now this is
but now for your criticism, you're not a Star Wars fan, or you're just a bigot. Or
No. You can't take my fandom away from me by saying
I get
those
that.
words.
I get, but you see how crazy it is.
Oh no, I know. Do you realize I was in those moments, right? I'm thinking, okay, like I know some of these people, right? I know some of these people, like personally know some of these people that are going to get their hands on this amazing thing. Right. And they are going to take it to the next level. They have this opportunity. I have seen them do this. They did this amazing attraction. They understood Star Wars from the ground up. You had incredible Imagineers that were involved in the idea of Star Tours, right? Both at Disneyland, Disney World, in Tokyo Disney. You had this really amazing thing. You had these ideas that floated out there in Blue Sky, where you had essentially taking Tomorrowland and turning it into Star Wars. You had Tony Baxter involved in this stuff. There's a genius. You had beautiful minds that could make this thing bigger than it had ever been. You had in the Blue Sky, you had a boutique theme park that was just all Star Wars. You had all of these beautiful things that were ready to go, and you got none of it. None of it.
Well, they completely twisted it. They completely changed it, and they thought that they were doing an amazing thing. They honestly thought that they were doing. I actually don't know this, but it feels like they truly think that they were doing something amazing.
Yeah.
And instead they just subverting.
It is what it is.
You know why? You know why the subverting of expectations was so important? Because of I Am Your Father.
Yep. Look at that tiny little piece of shit, Matt Martin, right? That little fucking dickhead that put together this bullshit fucking $300 million initial budget fucking hotel that's called the Galactic Anal Cruiser or some shit. And that fucking
I missed that one.
Is that fucking thing is the largest disappointment in the history of man. This is something that I actually would pay money to watch Raging Rhino go to.
Oh my god, that'd be fun.
Roast 24/7.
Lightsaber practice, bingo.
Dude would be there for 40.
What the fuck is this?
42 hours, being like pissed off that he was like holding a lightsaber at a goddamn flashlight from the wall.
All right, so
I would give money to that cause.
I definitely, dude.
I'd give everyone a piece of my mind. Share my screen really quickly.
Yeah. And then I'm going to share some super chats. Yep. That is awesome.
Let it speak for itself.
Keep the headcanon intact.
Don't think about it. Keep the headcanon intact.
Yeah. Just blindly, just don't look. Yep, because that's what it is. And anytime we fight it, you get people that like canon means nothing. Canon is everything in the world of sci-fi and fantasy. But I want to show you something. Here, hold on. Let me go large screen on this. My 7-year-old, who will be 8 very soon, drew this for me because she knows how much I love superheroes. I love, fantasy and sci-fi. She drew her own superheroes.
Oh, right.
So that's Sunfire and Moon Ice with Sundog and Moon Cat. And guess what? It's more original than anything we've gotten from the MCU or from Disney in a very long time. And she even wanted people to go to she gave me the wrong Gmail account, but that's all right. I'll hit her for that later. But at least she was willing to try to create something for her dad. These people are reinterpreting these really what they're doing is they're
reinterpreting.
Reinterpreting is a good way of putting it.
Well, they can't create anything for the dead because they probably don't have them.
They can't create anything. That's
nothing new.
No.
Nothing new.
Yeah, look. We can talk all about it. We can talk about the fact that all these people are capable of is destroying other things. Yep. They have no creativity because every time they produce something original, it's roundly and soundly rejected. What was the last good thing coming out of Hollywood that was original?
I mean, Old Henry.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's not
Benny Loves You. Dragged Across Concrete. Bone Tomahawk.
Really, that's mainstream? Any of that?
Did you say mainstream? You just said Hollywood. My bad.
I think the first season of The Boys. Invincible, first season of The Boys.
Well,
I like the first season of The Witcher.
I would argue Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones is a really good example of
shit that got fucked up.
Not necessarily just shit that got fucked up, right? But
when you run out of canon,
just adapting that to what's happening with Tolkien at the moment, right?
Yep.
And the Lord of the Rings stuff for 1 second. You had the person who created Lord of the Rings that wrote, I don't know how many books to get up to the first 5 seasons that were really good.
Yep.
Right?
Game of Thrones you're talking about.
Game of Thrones I'm talking about.
Yep.
And then it started to sort of fall apart.
Yep.
Right? Or I don't know, even maybe a little bit after that. Why did it start to fall apart? Because the people that were adapting it, right, lost the source material and weren't creative enough to come up with anything fucking good.
No matter how mad I am at George R.R. Martin right now, he is a master. He is a master.
I just want to adapt that to what they're doing with Tolkien. How can you have these people, right, create it? I'm not saying that there's people out there that can't adapt it and do it loyally, right? But these creators that are out there, how are they going? I mean, the proof is in the pudding in what we're seeing when it comes to how they're adapting it and what they're wanting to do with it and collapsing fucking generations of time down into nothing and all of that sort of thing.
Okay.
So the the problem is the people that are creating these shows don't care about not only the fans because they're not a fan, but they don't care about the source material. They don't care about understanding the source material.
No.
They don't understand about caring about characters,
right?
And why that character does certain things. Again, cause and effect,
right?
Right.
I just want to point out too that Scott, what your daughter did. The secret there is that she created something that we saw potential in as grown men. It was created by a child. It can appeal to children.
Yep.
I always talk about. I always say, it has to be something for children of all ages. I think that's the genius of what George Lucas did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of the things that you were naming, Matt, down there was like when I heard Bone Tomahawk, ain't no way that's for children. You know what I mean? Awesome as it was, and as sick as it was. But the point that I was trying to make is that when you want to create something that is timeless, something that does appeal to children of all ages, to families and things, like that's that box I think that we want to be in, because there's what we like, as grown men, and then there's what George Lucas did that's very hard to do. That's something that can actually appeal to everyone, children of all ages.
I thought I was just responding to the what has Hollywood made that was any good. I didn't know all these caveats that it was main Hollywood and.
But I'm just talking about what the key to it all is.
But Mark, is it truly that hard? Because right now I have on this very stream, and I say this every time I'm on a stream when the opportunity arises, the 6 of us can come up with a piece of entertainment that would be timeless, that would be something all of us could consume. It doesn't matter the age bracket we were shooting for. In a matter of minutes, all of us can workshop an amazing idea. That's the problem. We no longer have the gift of imagination.
Anime. That's the last thing right now. Anime is the only one.
No, but in a bigger sense, Scott, you're right. Yeah. But in a bigger sense, I'm saying that the industry no longer allows for the childlike creation that the imagination allows for, what what Mark pointed out your daughter's put together.
Yeah.
Right? It is the
beginning.
Most important thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to creating something.
It touched
this.
It hit me right there, man. It hit me right there. I was so proud of her, and then I was like, wow, she really does see what I love. I just started getting her into Harry Potter,
I could imagine that you could walk up to your daughter and say, ask for a bit of
information on them.
Information on the character, right? What's her power? What can she do?
Yep.
And she will have this entire fucking story in her head of what this character can do.
My Indiegogo's launching.
That's more imaginative than anything I've seen J.J. Abrams ever do.
You're right, man. You're right.
Yeah, it's like, look, you can craft an entire narrative. First of all, if you understand the character, and none of these people do, right? This is the conversation that Rhino has. Dude, if you want to watch somebody who just knows all Star Wars stuff, he's one of them, right? Brian, Rhino,
everything.
Yeah, there's a handful of these people we know. You know, you've got Archaeospan Ryan, obviously Raging Rhino.
OG.
You have OG Star Wars. You have all these great minds.
Steve.
Steve, freaking Steve. Yeah, you have these great minds. They understand it. They can craft stories around these characters in a heartbeat. Do you know why? Because they know the character. See, that's the most important thing. You know the character. If you know the character, you can put them in a situation. That's a story, and it doesn't take a lot. You just have to stay with. I know this character. I know that. I know their origin. I understand them. I get into their head. And this is the thing that they have abandoned in the favor of telling hollow stories that fit within a window of some agenda that an activist is interested in.
And then they just put the keys in the window.
That's right. And let me tell you this. I watched a series called Kotaro Lives Alone. It is a anime about a little 4-year-old kid who lives by himself, and it was funny and it was sweet and it was sad and it was emotional, and I was like, holy shit, a 10-episode about a little kid who lives by himself in an apartment complex hit me in the feels, man. Like you felt what this pain, this little boy, the reason why he lives alone, and how he affects everyone around him. It doesn't have to be sci-fi. It doesn't have to be fantasy. It has to be a story that comes from, like Mark is saying, from a place of purity that means something to the creator that's what makes it live on. It's something special.
Just bouncing off what Culture said, just in regards to characters again. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Stargate and Stargate SG-1.
God, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just look at the character development of those characters. Tilk, right? If that's how you pronounce his name. Even the leader, what's his name? Jack?
Colonel Jack O'Neill.
Jack O'Neill, thank you. From the movie and the son story and killing himself and all of that sort of thing to some of the story threads that you have in some episodes that really pull on those heartstrings of going back to that very first movie with that backstory about his son. Like this is the creators understanding the world that they're playing in. Yeah. And just because of that understanding allows them to write good stories because they get it. Right. And the only thing that I keep coming back to is Marsha Lucas. Right? When she said that these people don't get it. They don't get the world. They don't get the magic of Star Wars. They don't understand it. Right? And I'm sorry to say, for all you Filoni fans and Favreau fans out there, it stands for them too.
Right.
Favreau can say that he's a fan till he's blue in the face. I believe that there are fans out there that don't know as much about Star Wars as I do. And I believe that there are fans out there that know way more about Star Wars than I do.
Yep.
Right?
Let me tell you something, man. It's Star Trek, of all the things that they've done, over the years, all the spectacles, all the adventures and stuff, nothing destroys me more than I have been and always shall be your friend.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Yeah. Just the two characters on opposite sides of the glass.
And the thing on the window, that man.
I couldn't believe it. The first time I saw that, I was so young as a kid. I couldn't believe Spock is dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, blew me away.
When Kirk's voice cracks and he's like, "No," it's like, dude, bro.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about the nostalgia bait they used to do the bait and switch and change them?
And they flipped it. Now go with that, Mark. Now, why did that not work, though, Mark? Flip it. Why did that not work? I know why I feel like it didn't work when they flipped it. Why do you think it didn't work?
It was bullshit, bro.
Well, it was bullshit. They didn't build it.
Was able to do the mind meld with the doctor,
Right.
So that he could put his conscience into him.
Right.
And they were able to save his life through that weapon that was being
Genesis.
Genesis.
It was the
like I'm not a
Genesis.
master.
Oh, you know
I know
what?
the story.
No.
But the part,
But hang on. Mark brought up one of the best things about Star Trek, right? These characters could not be more different.
Right.
And
that's why I'm saying it couldn't work flipped.
And in that moment, we were all broken. We are grown men. Right. And I every time I think about that stupid scene in that stupid ass movie,
gets me, man.
I'm broken all over again.
I think it's the only time I've ever seen my dad cry.
Other
than at a family funeral.
The funny part of that was when he was giving his eulogy, and he breaks and he's out of all the men that I know, he was the most, and then he swallows and he's like human.
Yeah.
That was the biggest compliment that he could give to him.
Oh, let me get back to what I was trying to say. When it flips, when you have Kirk in there and not Spock. First of all, I never felt like they built that friendship the way it should be in those movies. It happened way too quick and it wasn't pure. But also the idea that Spock, who was not a human, gave his life. So he didn't show his feelings through emotion, but he showed his feelings by sacrifice, by action. Exactly. When you flipped it around, Kirk is in the new movie, he's all about action. It's not the feeling. It's all about it's almost like a hero complex.
And it was hollow.
It was hollow.
And he's emotional, and it does certainly look like he still doesn't really want to die. Like,
right.
He's not
accepting it.
That's right. He's not
it isn't a true sacrifice, Rhino. That's 100%.
Yep.
There was no duty in it.
Yeah,
and then they had to bring in, of course, they had to bring in the magical blood to.
But, I mean, they established that Tribbles have magic blood all the way through since 3 seconds before it happened.
It was Khan's blood, not the Tribbles' blood.
Mark's 47. He says, "What I was just thinking. Don't grieve. It is logical."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's it, man. That's the mentality right there. If you flip it, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
And that's again, it comes down to how to do something the right way and how to do something the wrong way. And we were subjected to the wrong way. We have a guy that got $500 million to give us shit that's the wrong way. Do you realize we haven't got to any other fucking subject? I'm so mad.
I know. I was just realizing it's been an hour and 21 minutes. And we haven't even gotten through a minute and a half teaser.
I'm gonna just
stop. No. I got to read a couple of super chats. We're gonna finish the trailer real quick, and then I want to show the boys trailer and the difference.
Dude, there's something. I've been breaking this trailer down, so there is something that I know that none of you have picked up on that I want to show you.
On this one or the boys?
No, on the boys.
Okay. So Tommy in the Guinea Pig collection says, bingo culture, I have no interest in seeing a movie in theaters for years. That's going back a little bit. Tommy has a great channel. So does Makini Draws, who's a channel member. Love this dude. Star Wars, thank you for the $5. Star Wars has such a vast, deep lore that needs to be explored in film and television. Why go back to Tatooine every Disney Plus series?
Because it's cheaper.
Boom.
Yep.
They have a great sand guy.
They do really have a great sand guy. Galford's dog 69 is funnier than 12,000. Talking about an amount that Nerdrotic gets. Anyway, so thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Eric K for 5. Mark, I do not watch any of you jerks. No idea how I got here even. Eric K, man.
Eric. What's up, Eric?
Dude,
Eric has become a regular on my on my lives, and I've loved that. I love that.
He's the best guy.
He's always saying hello.
You know what? And if you come over to the States, Rhino, I promise you, Eric's going to be one of the dudes you meet.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
He's good.
Toxic Man Flew for $10. Here's $10. So Culture does not sing again.
No, sign.
No, he meant sing.
He meant sing.
No,
he meant sing. And also, please don't sign.
Yeah, don't sign either.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like the guy who got the Chinese lettering, and it was all wrong.
And then if you sign, are you being ableist? Unless you're actually signing.
Yeah.
Huh. See, I can sign
beautiful,
too.
Beautiful,
you want to see me
beautiful
sign?
Boy.
What? I can sign.
Yeah.
No, that's not what that means.
These are mine. I will teach you to ride. Stop the train.
This one bugged me the most. Like, how does this mean specifically stop a train?
Well, he goes, he's on the back of the speeder, and he goes, "Do you want to see how
Hold
fast?"
on. Yeah, you got to do it.
The fingers spread. He goes, "You want to see how fast the train goes?" That's it.
Wait.
Do the other part again, though.
How
Do the
fast the train goes.
Do the whole
These
other
are
part.
Mine. These are mine. I will teach you to ride to stop the train.
it's a sideways T. It doesn't even. He should be like doing one of these.
Look, I'm gonna show you something that's very simple. When you're underwater and you're scuba
Your
diving.
penis?
No. When you're underwater and you're scuba diving and somebody needs to convey something quickly. Big fucking shark.
Mr. Tickle Trunk for Canadian 10. Hold strong. They came for knitting, books, video games, and modern myths. They hit a front of people who are used to being marginalized since childhood. Nerds. They hit a fortress and they are scared.
Yeah.
I like that,
This is
man.
100% true.
That's
That's
fucking
what I've been
power.
saying for years. They're fucking with the wrong fandom. I've been
They
saying
are,
that for
man.
years.
They are.
Before we move on, I guess I'd just put down a few shows and movies that have come out in the last few years, 2-3 years. Raised by Wolves, fucking amazing. I'm loving it.
I gotta watch that.
Oh, it's so
Everybody
good.
says it's really good.
From is really kicking ass. I'm like five episodes in. Jack Reacher was great. Mayor
Reacher was great.
Thank you.
Mayor of Kingstown, amazing.
That was good.
The Gentleman was a great movie. Boss Level, great movie. Mother of Brooklyn, amazing. No Sudden Moves, The Outpost, Extraction, Tax Collector, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. These are just a few. Like, there's so many more I could come up with. There is still good stuff being made. There
But
is.
a lot of
I
those.
hate it.
The thing
I
is,
hate
a
it
lot
when
of those
somebody
aren't.
says,
I'm sorry, but I want you to finish.
Sci-fi genre.
Well, it's not even that. I want you to finish what you were going to say, Mad. But Mad, not a lot of those didn't have decades of canon.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I know.
What I'm responding to is the people that are like, Hollywood's not making anything good. Nothing good's coming out.
Yeah, you got to
There
find
is good stuff. Sorry, but yeah, you got to put in work to get it.
Why?
You got to look for it.
Matt, I'm going to ask real quick, and I know this is off subject, but why do you look like you're about to go box the champ?
Because it's fucking cold in here, man.
All right.
Arabian Nights. All right.
Let's get through this.
Yeah, let's finish this. Fucking.
God, we're not even halfway through.
We didn't even make
Looks
it.
like he belongs on Buck Rogers,
Telling you,
man. Where's Henry Ray?
you invited me.
I love, dude. You are here every week. I want it.
But here's this thing,
Oh.
right?
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna talk.
No.
We made it about a second in.
Just think about this right now. What we're watching is a bunch of laser tag costumes, right? They're all targets. Like,
Yeah.
you just
Bad.
hit the lights.
It's bad.
It's gonna be good. All right, go ahead.
Did I lose? Okay, hold on. I lost it. It's been open.
Quick, get back before somebody talks.
Yeah, run.
Jedi cannot help what they are.
This is pod racing.
Their compassion leaves a trail.
Michael Vick.
The Jedi code is
Marcus.
like an itch.
No, Michael was 7. Was Marcus 7 too?
I don't know if he was 7, was he?
Yeah.
No, Michael was 7 at Virginia Tech.
And Marcus was.
I don't care.
I thought he was 8. All right, let's go.
17?
Michael Vick.
The Jedi code is like an itch.
It is.
He cannot help it.
It's a Stormtrooper boob armor.
No, this stormtrooper is somebody in. They're dressed up. They stole this outfit. Something.
Now, I know,
Oh, the one with Mir?
Roll back a little farther. Or keep going. That's wow. Come on, please.
How far back do you want me to go?
Go. I hit the go button.
Go.
Yeah, hit go.
Their compassion
Because there's a suspicious amount of women coming up here in the future, but keep going.
leaves a trail. The Jedi code is like an itch. He can.
Okay, was that Stormtrooper back there a minute ago? Was that okay?
What, the boob one?
It's a lady stormtrooper.
Is that a boob armor Stormtrooper?
Definitely
Yeah.
female.
Is there boob armor in the Star Wars world, Raging
Well,
Rhino?
not be.
I was gonna suck
Well, you know, everybody complained about the boob armor on fucking Bo-Katan. Thank you.
That is 100% a chick stormtrooper, which did not exist in canon. Oh, by the way, do you see the trans?
This guy
citizen there. Yeah, with
the derby hat.
I'm gonna serve up some like fruit salad from my hat.
What's the haircut next to that?
Yeah, this is a Cruella.
That's like half afro, half shaved.
Cruella.
I love how whenever they do like movies like in the future or whatever, their haircuts are so like ridiculous, like they're absurd.
Yeah,
I
like
cannot
the Fifth
imagine,
Element.
I can't imagine at any point at any time that then I'm like, oh wait, the mullet was a thing for a very long time. Maybe.
Okay, let's finish this. No, stop talking.
Where is he?
I gotta stop it. This music right here is powerful, dude. Now, is this something from before? Because I feel like this is newer.
All of it's from before.
They're using it. Everything is
from
something
what
not
though?
Original. Oh wait, that.
This music
This
here.
music here is from the Revenge of the Sith fight.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Revenge of the Sith. There was the combat.
Right before they battled.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe.
This music is
Say that again.
I said, a boost in the chat said, yeah, man, it's Jewel of the Fates. This music here isn't Jewel of the Fates.
No.
They started with Jewel of the Fates and they blended it into this.
Yeah, and this is from the third film. But
I will say, though, that's a massive credit to John Williams, though, because he's doing the music for this. And for him to be able to blend those two, it's the best thing of the trailer.
Yeah, it's the only thing in the trailer.
But Salad Bowl Head is one of my favorite like actors.
He's the guy from Fast. Yeah,
Sun King.
Yep. She's amazing.
Hey,
too.
by the way, she is here a lot. Have you noticed?
Yeah, she's the whole.
She only has one laser tag target. Have you noticed that too? So like, it's less opportunity to hit her character with your laser tag.
No, she's only got one life left.
Oops.
That's what that means.
I'm curious to know what that like red like thing on her belly there does.
Right.
Like, is that just trying to show like, oh, I'm a part of Vader's team?
That's what I said before. I said last time.
These are laser tag targets. If you hit them, they die right away. So
beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, exactly.
Deactivates the lightsaber.
Yeah, but she only has one of them. Everybody else that's on the red team is a lot of more of them, so she's less likely to die. I know.
Nostalgia gun.
Make sure you always bring your bird one.
Honestly, felt nothing.
It's just the music got me once.
It's so sad. It's so sad. That I feel nothing. I feel nothing. How does that happen? It's terrible, man.
It sucks, man.
The whole thing was manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and the proof is going to be when it comes out.
Yes,
when the story's all going to be about that dark chick, the black chick.
Yeah,
right. When it's all going to be about her, and there's going to be a rematch, which everybody's like, oh, they didn't explicitly say it. They didn't explicitly see that they didn't actually rematch. Right. All he said is he hasn't sensed him since. And he walked away.
I fucking hate that.
What was it, Rhino? When last I saw you, I was the
learner. Now I am the master. So what?
Yeah, how does that make sense anymore? How does that make sense anymore if they meet up twice?
It doesn't.
There's so many problems with this. I mean, we can dive into all of it, but look, it doesn't. Don't get caught up in somebody's ethnicity or their melanin content or anything else. None of this.
That's what's important to Hollywood at the moment.
Get stuck on their gender. Get stuck on their gender. Right?
Their politics.
Oh, the politics.
You know why I get caught up in it? Because it's not true.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're not serving these characters. They're making them as annoying as possible, and it's becoming embarrassing.
Yep.
You know how many streams I have to watch where people are laughing at black people?
Yeah.
Laughing at black people because they don't belong there. It's like I was saying in my video, we've lost all sense of like self-awareness when these young actors who deserve better are put out there like fucking clowns. You know, so the whole world is laughing at them because they want to be taken seriously, but they can't be taken seriously because they actually don't belong where they're putting them.
Right.
We deserve better. You know, that's why I take it seriously. You know, a lot of people might have a hard time understanding that. But when you're raising, you know, kids and stuff like that, you want them to see something that's true. You know, something that they can be proud of. Not, I'm going to wear Superman's underoos and actually pass myself off as Superman. You know, like I can relate to good characters. I relate to Luke Skywalker. It doesn't mean that I actually want to see me as Luke Skywalker. I just want to be brave. I want to take the hero's journey.
Amen.
You know, that's the difference.
But here's the problem that I don't think anybody gets. And this is the thing that, you know, it just bothers me the most. One of my favorite characters in Star Wars showed up late. His name was Lando Calrissian. Freaking love this dude. Right, thought he was one of the best, most well-rounded characters. He betrayed a friend in order to move the story forward so that he could solve a problem. This was somebody who understood what was happening. He created the opportunity to rectify a wrong that he had to commit to move beyond what was happening. This is somebody who I respected the entire time. Now, he's not the only one. Right, there were missed opportunities all along the way in Star Wars. Finn was a character that had a lot of opportunity. The Force Awakens started down a road that I was willing to walk down. I was thinking, I have these amazing characters that are going to be the light and the dark side personified, that are walking in parallel. I thought Rey would be the dark side. I thought Finn was going to be the light side, and I thought we were headed down an amazing path. I was completely misled in that film. And then in Mandalorian, I was completely shell shocked by another character that was black in grief. Right, I thought I was going to get an amazing character, and I didn't. And I'm frustrated now because they use ethnicity as a weapon.
Yes,
they use it inappropriately. It hurts my feelings. It hurts me as a human being because.
When you have a bunch of white women writing black characters,
none of it makes any sense. Again,
they don't understand, man.
I grew up in a different world. I did. I grew up in a different world. My world didn't see anything that was full of color, right? This focus on it has permeated everything that we look at now. It has created, instead of the kaleidoscope of beauty that we were living within, we now focus on this really myopic thing that is to my very core makes no sense. We are all human beings, first and foremost.
Well,
I struggle with this all the time. It's why I look to people like Mark and everybody on the Dark Council to try to rebalance some of this stuff, because I played sports. I played sports and I interact with the people in my community, and none of us represent the same shade, and I'm lost, and that's a new phenomenon for me. I haven't been here. It's been a decade of this for me where I'm struggling with this, and I shouldn't be. And I'm disconnected from the characters that I love. Wesley Snipes is one of the best characters I've ever seen in my lifetime as Blade. I mean, I love this man. I loved him, Demolition Man, right? They're about to remake White Man Can't Jump, and I don't understand.
Yeah, well, we still can't jump.
Well, because he still can't. Damn it!
I got you, motherfucker. I got you. Pope Metallicus the first.
Mute.
Yeah, Pope Metallicus the first for $5. Hello, Pope. Like I said last night, 10 years ago, I would have shot my wad over this show. Now I just don't care. How sad is that?
Dude, it's just going to be The Witcher, man. You're going to have Obi-Wan as just the thing, the MacGuffin that's moving the story along, but it's not about him. It's going to be about all the characters around him, mainly the women.
You said that the other stream last week or Wednesday, and you put it perfectly, man.
There's a lot of repeating on the stream.
Yeah, we repeat a lot. We repeat a lot.
We know that there's going to be a young Leia in this, so you know how much of this is actually going to be more about her.
Well, now let's go from that shit show to The Boys Season 3 Red Band teaser trailer. All right, strike number 2. Here we go.
Oh, it's Hank McCoy.
Yeah. Great actor.
You know, it'd be nice if we get a male hero, like a male super person that wasn't a complete dick.
Yeah. Well,
you're looking at the wrong series if that's the case.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm just saying because there are women that are superpowered that are.
I love these bits.
Dude, how awesome was that? That's like making fun of Kendall Jenner.
Yeah. That's great, right?
Give peace a chance by drinking my drink. This show takes every race baiting, sexist, commercializing thing you could think of and throws it in, and that's why I love this show. But let's finish the trailer before we start talking.
Just wait.
Boy band.
So there was a couple of things that you might have picked up on there.
Yeah. Hold on. Soldier boy.
Soldier boy up in this hole.
Yep.
So check your Twitters. I just tagged you in something.
Okay, me.
Right. So just to clarify, what I meant was, if you last season, right? How many female superpowered people are good, right? You have the glittery chick, whatever the fuck her name is. You have the Amazonian chick, right?
Stormbreaker. What's her name?
Whatever her name is. Yeah, and then you have the one that doesn't speak, right?
Yeah.
Now name one fucking male person in this male person. Jesus, one dude in this entire show that is powered, that is not a complete fucking psychopath or just evil.
Well, there.
Is that really him?
Yeah, so you'd be surprised that they wouldn't put that in there. They already said they're going to go heavy into the anti-Trump rhetoric when they were writing this. They've got make America super again, keep America safe. God wanted Homelander, and they're all in the style of. Yeah, I'm telling you, darling.
Tell us.
Yeah.
But that's the kid from January. That's the actual kid. It looks exactly like him.
It's
no, because the guy's in prison.
No, free him.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, they definitely dipped balls deep in the politics of it all. But here's the thing: the guy that plays Homelander, he actually just beat the living shit out of somebody and threw a bottle in their face and was
typical bloody New Zealander.
Well, I mean, he's method acting.
Yeah, except that
what did the other person do?
Yeah, that jerk.
They apparently he was eating at a restaurant. You think this is not a fucked up story? I'll tell you a fucked up story. He was eating at a restaurant, got in an argument with the chef, apparently didn't like whatever it was, and committed an assault. Now, because the charges were less than a year, he was able to escape justice by paying a fine. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. The story's out there in the world. I covered it on the 6 Minute Daily last week.
What do you mean by escape justice?
He paid a fine.
Was that the punishment for it?
Yeah. Oh no.
So then he didn't escape.
In the country that he committed the crime in, if a crime is less than a year in jail, they don't give them jail. They give them a fucking fine.
So he didn't escape justice. He followed. It was the laws of the city. I mean,
that's their justice, right?
Yeah. I mean,
here in the States, dude, be in jail.
Well,
But he
it
doesn't-
wasn't, it
okay,
wasn't in
one.
the States.
He wasn't in the States. He doesn't live in the States.
All right. Well,
He's not a citizen of it. So
Stop trying to push your American agenda on the world culture.
Okay. All right. Well, then explain why we're even giving two shits about what's happening in ukulele right now.
we haven't even mentioned it once.
Those two things are not comparable.
Anywho, anybody like that
What,
trailer?
I'm crazy for saying you shouldn't compare a fucking war.
You're wearing
to
a
goddamn-
shawl.
to a fucking fine.
I can't take you seriously like now. You look like you're wearing a dish towel.
You can't
I
take
don't know
me
what's
serious
going on.
because you know I'm right and you're embarrassed.
Everybody else call him a mapine. He's wearing a mapine. I guess not. Okay. Did anybody like the trailer? What did you think about the trailer?
Actually, he could technically be wearing a pashmina, but I'm not allowed to talk about fashion because Mad gets all upset.
I don't get upset. You talk about the weird fashion.
Scott, you're gonna
Yes.
you're gonna have to separate these two.
I know what's
All
going on. Let's
that's what's happening
let's
here.
put an Aussie in the middle.
I actually haven't watched any of
smart.
the boys.
No.
No.
Good.
Why is that?
Well, I've come to this realization that as much as I get told, oh, watch this, you'll really like it. You know, being what you're into, you'll really like this. I used to just sit down and then start watching it. I just don't do that anymore. I wait to see how they're going to end up destroying it, so I don't waste my time. If it gets to a point where it's like, all right, we're good now, you know, it's been good the whole time or whatever, then yeah, I might sit down and watch it. But I'd rather go back and fucking rewatch something like SG1, to be honest with you, than sort of move forward with any newer entertainment.
And you'll be better off. Do you know why? Because after this is the season when it goes off the rails.
What, the boys? You think so?
No. Oh, I promise.
What about Invincible? Is there a lawsuit going on? Does anybody know about that? Because that first season was awesome. Even with Seth Rogen being a part, not Seth Rogen, that guy Seth. You know the one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Why am I
40-year-old
blanking?
virgin Seth.
Yeah.
Green.
Or,
Seth
Pineapple
from
Express.
Yes, that's Seth. That douche.
That's Seth Rogen.
Is it? No. Oh yeah, it is Seth Rogen. I'm thinking Joe Rogan in my head. Like I keep saying it. I'm like, I'm wrong. Yeah, Seth Rogen. It is Seth Rogen.
It is.
I can't stand that dude.
I'm retarded.
He's a part of Invincible, so I'm scared that's going to be ruined. Is it sad that every show now I'm worried about is going to be ruined?
Well, the Time Prophet is making the point about Superman and Lois. Yeah, I'm starting to sense a little bit of going off the track with that. I don't know if you guys are following that.
The first season was awesome. I only watched an episode of the second season so far.
You know, this is the trope that I'm now starting to hate. Is like we all talk about Cobra Kai, right? And Cobra Kai, it's awesome, and I completely agree. I love it, right? And I'm a massive Karate Kid fan. Anyway, I got a bit of a story with that, but just with what I'm talking about. I even hate the idea that they even throw shade at the SJWs or the woke politics that we see in real life in it. Like, even though I'm sitting there going, oh, yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Right? Or whatever.
Yeah. But Johnny, he's a person of his era. That's what they're saying.
No. I don't have a problem with, like, the you know, him having problem using Facebook or this or that or whatever else. The things that I do end up having a problem with is, like, you know, even when Johnny walks over to that chick to try and recruit her and she's like this, I don't know.
Super athlete girl.
Yeah. And he goes, I fucking learned feminism for nothing in the end. Like just that whole idea of and now actually having to have that conversation pisses me off.
Yeah,
like
no, I got you.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, the whole pronoun thing and that. Like, it's just like, even if they're taking a jab at it, it takes me out of the entertainment because it's just like
it's dumb. You're right.
It is dumb.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Invincible will not be out again this year.
Right.
We'll be lucky if we get it next year. And even though they've greenlit seasons 2 and 3, you got to wait. You probably have to wait 18 months to 2 years in between. So don't plan on seeing it in 2022. That's all I have to say.
Shit, look at the Orville, man. How long has that been gone?
Well, that has a lot to do, and you know this, Mark, because they switched networks and everything else, plus the fact that Seth signed a giant deal with NBC Universal Comcast, right? So he had to serve multiple masters, and he had to unleash it from where it was before. So we'll see what happens.
Right. So we're not probably going to get to the rest of the things we were going to talk about.
Wait! I actually made a special, this dude thing here. I'm not going to get to use this guy here.
Yeah, it's been 10 years and 8 months since he wrote the last book and came out, published it. I'm never getting my books, guys.
Hey, welcome to the reality of the situation.
I mean, I might get The Winds of Winter, but I'm not getting Dream of Spring.
No. I already told you. Look, okay, Mark, please help me. Please help me. Scott doesn't realize I have been telling him this for almost 2 years now. He is not getting.
Gary's been telling me.
I've heard you say it. Yep.
Even
it's time for acceptance, my friend.
I know, man. Even Ryan brought me up on Friday Night Tights last night. Like, even I made a video. We're not getting it. We're not. It's hard for me to actually admit that I'm not getting at least one of those books. It's breaking my freaking heart because it changed my view. I didn't like to read before reading George R.R. Martin. I didn't like reading. I'm bad at reading. I have dyslexia. And it forced me to sit down and really take my time and read a book. And I freaking love the world so much that I've bought every different version. I have maps, of the world. I have books of just pictures. I have histories. I've read them all.
You have pictures like of beer or what exactly?
Sex.
Okay.
E. Clay Thomason is culture barebacking George R.R. Martin. No, just raw dogging. It breaks my heart though. It really does. And I can't believe that we are going to have to, Keely, Detroit Lions, right? I'm going to have to admit to it. I finally have to admit to it. Did you come back just to say goodbye?
That's a shame too.
It was a false alarm.
Okay.
That's a shame too. That just goes with everything that we've been saying tonight about, I know there's been a lot of Star Wars talk, but all the other franchises, it's so sad what's happening. And I know with George R.R. Martin, it's just simply the fact that he just won't finish writing the book, which, out of everything that is being destroyed or not being done properly, that's probably one of the easiest things that probably could get done properly.
Right.
But he's just not doing it. So it's just sad.
Yeah.
That situation is sad that the fans of that world aren't going to get a conclusion to their story. And it's sad that all our entertainment is just being run by activists and people that really just don't give a fuck.
Well, I've come to terms with why. In his Not a Blog, he talks about there's a small novella series he does, which is fantastic. And Gary said last night, no one gives a shit about it. Actually, I love those novellas. They're Dunk and Egg. They're great. They're fun little stories.
Okay, but he's right, dude. Who cares? The reason that people are invested in any fucking thing that the guy produces is because of these Game of Thrones things, because he did not make a dent in the world.
Right, but that's not where I was going with it. What I was going to was the reason he's not writing the books is because the series of Dunk and Egg is coming out, and he does not want that to get what happened with Game of Thrones to happen with that. He wants to finish those novellas so that it never gets ahead of him. And by doing that, he's burning us on the story he promised.
Do you know how he could have fixed that?
Finish the fucking books.
Before he did what?
Anything else.
Right, selling the story that you just talked about.
He's writing a second edition of Fire and Blood when he wasn't even supposed to fucking write this one before he wrote the book.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask a question. Do you think you're going to get these books?
I might get no, I can't. I have to admit to myself. It's really hard to admit to myself, though.
Just say it.
The beautiful thing about now admitting it to yourself is it now, if you do end up getting it, it'll be a nice surprise.
Yeah, real big fucking surprise.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Star Wars. If you know,
Chuck, you're right.
It's completely fucked at the moment. If they did something good,
would you say the narrative is as well?
Yeah, would you say the narrative is fucked?
Narrative's fucked.
Yes,
I would.
We got it, guys. Clip that.
I have. Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. What culture?
Nothing. I just want people to grasp the idea that you don't have control of these entities. You have to create your own entities or support entities that aren't going to follow these paths. And there's not a lot of them, but we have to get behind them. And that's the most important thing. Get behind the creators that you love and appreciate. Get behind the independent creators that are doing these things outside of the industry. And, you know, check out, you know, Raging Rhino if you don't already. I mean, because, you know, despite the fact that, you know, he never lets anybody else talk, he does make good stuff.
He's amazing, and keep coming back. That's all I got to say. Does anybody have anything they'd like to plug? Mr. Mark, do you have anything?
Just doing my thing, man.
All right, brother.
Come on by the channel. Check me out.
Please do. Guys, links are all through the chat. I am going to start making sure that all these guys' links are in the description because I like this. With Jane added, this is and George, this is the perfect panel to pick from. I love it. Raging, Mr. Growing by the moment.
Yeah, I'll be really quick. Please come over, subscribe, give my videos a watch. If you do watch some of my early ones, I got told that it is better to speed them up because I do talk quite slow. So it's better to sort of hit that speed button and
1.5
get it going. Yeah, something like that.
You know,
but other than that, it's been awesome. Thank you. If any of you guys in the chat are new subscribers, thank you and welcome. And I appreciate all the support and all the love.
Yeah, make sure you bring them over here too.
Yeah.
Mr. Grant Gregory.
Yeah, I've got an interview coming out this next week with panelist Mark with a C. So make sure you watch that. He's I think only about like 30 subs away from 10K. So go give him a sub now. So
that's amazing, dude.
That is awesome.
That's fucking amazing.
Mark's
congrats,
awesome.
Mark.
God.
And also, guys, please check out Bonds, The Cursed Child. This is the correct Indiegogo from
unlike the last one.
Unlike the last one where I screwed up and put the wrong one. This is Nerium. She creates all my logos, all my she doesn't create. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me show this bad boy that somebody on the panel created for me. Boom!
I
love it. But she creates all my circular little Sporky logos, so I appreciate her. Please check out The Cursed Child, support it, back it. This is exactly what Culture Casino was just talking about. Back independent content creators.
Please.
They're making better stories.
They really are. Her first book, her first one is awesome.
Good. I've got it over there.
I got it right here. Hold on. Dude, sorry. Oh, sorry, Drunk 3PO. I didn't mean to drop your hat. This is it comes in a beautiful box. You get all these, I keep putting it back in plastic and stuff, but you get all this cool stuff inside. She's done amazing work. Amazing work, guys. So please, everyone check that out. Culture, tomorrow is Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got the Sunday Culture Review. I was going to try to beg Mark to come on tomorrow, but I know he does other things. And I was going to try to beg Rhino to come on, but he's like an Australian.
It's hard. Tell you what, it's fucking hard. I keep getting invited to like all these different streams, and it's like 3 in the morning.
That's why I'm honored you're over here right now.
We're changing times tomorrow. This is going to be really hard, but it is noon Pacific. Eastern. I have no clue. You guys are changing times?
3.
I got no clue.
We're 3 hours ahead.
What happens is when yours changes tomorrow.
Yeah.
The gap closes by an hour.
Right.
When ours changes at the end of the month, it closes by another hour. So I think right now we're sitting at 14 or 16 hours.
We're at 16 at the moment, and then by the end of the month we'll be 14. Yeah.
Oh wow, really?
It actually works out better.
Nice.
Personally for me, anyway. But
like coming on this show, will it help or not?
That'll make it earlier. That'll make it 10:30 in the morning.
Actually, this would probably be the hardest one because I usually.
Okay, you'll still come.
I'll still be.
I'll be grabbing you, dude.
But Mark, you're always welcome. You're in the chat. I love you, brother. So if you can show up tomorrow, it'd be great. But again, it's Sunday Culture Review tomorrow. Monday through Friday, you get the 6-minute daily.
Hello.
If I can get her on, do you think I get more subscribers?
Talk to Mr. Drunk 3PO.
Okay,
he may know.
But the 6 minute dailies every weekday. I do entertainment blasts. It's 10 minutes of your time, 6 minutes of information, and just a whole lot of fun in between. You also have, of course, the Tuesday Tirade entertainment talk show with myself and Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge. He does not look like that. No. And then on Friday, you have the Friday pre-flight before Friday Night Tights kicks off.
Holy crap, I wasn't really asking you to tell everything, but okay.
Can I just point out, too,
what happened on Saturday?
I didn't get to speak a lot because I was talking too much. Let him finish.
That works. I had more people watching because of you and Mark. I mean, that's really the truth. What were you going to say, Mark? Please speak.
If you guys want to check out another cool stream, my Dark Council brother Damaj and I is streaming on his channel
right now.
Right now.
All right, hold on. Let me get the link.
Yeah, Damaj and I is one of the
I love Damaj and I
dudes in the world. Fucking love that
like
guy.
D. He's good.
Right here,
one thing
D
he
is
loves
right here.
to do over at his on his stream is at the end he always does this. We're gonna raid this other stream. You know,
yes, he does.
So let's send this man a little bit of love,
guys. Raid him right here. This is the link. There's 54 of you in there right now. Please raid Damaj and I.
Look at his background.
Yes.
Dang.
And let him know Sporking sent you, and Mark. I guess Mark too. Mark.
It was mostly Mark. You didn't do nothing.
I just put the link in there. All right, guys. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. I love you all. This chat, everybody who sent a super chat, but just even being in the chat, thank you. Mm-hmm. It changes everything, man. It makes it so much more fun. This panel is amazing. So thank you guys for being here tonight with me. And we'll see you Monday night for the Going Spork Deep with Vinny Art. So check it out.
I have to make all your art for that.
Yes, you do. Even though he's the artist. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, Mad Martigan's not here.
Oh, who does that mean?
Go subscribe to Mad Martigan.
Yeah, him too, I guess.
Well, I mean, at least this is the right outro compared to the last stream we were on.
Yeah, I did do an ancient one. That was pretty messed up.
Oh, look at the two Georges there.
Good night, everybody.